Hey guys, JF2P here again, bringing another Team Fortress 2 gameplay commentary, and starting off with a nice little fun clip there at the start, just of the medics dueling before the selection of pug teams. And just at the start here, just showing a few clips from the pug that I played as spy, using the invisibility watch, the ambassador, and the stock knife in this first gameplay, although I switched to the spicicle in the next because I just get destroyed by the pyro. And in pugs I find the skill level is a lot higher, and you cannot get away with as much as you would in a pub setting. That's why I'm using the invisibility watch as opposed to the dead ringer, because I don't know about anyone who has played in pugs before as spy, but I find positioning is key, and that is very hard to do with the dead ringer. And also, as I mentioned, trick stabs don't work that often, but you can get the jump on people like that, just using the fog of war, I guess you could say. He was just turning the corner going down, and I just get the nice little side stab in here, going for the corner stab there, but everyone looks out for those. Everyone looks out for the trick stabs. It's really hard to get trick stabs. You really have to rely on positioning, like here, just decloaking on the other side of the wall and then going forward to get the stab on the demo man. Another thing you really have to keep in mind, though, as well as a spy in a pug or competitive setting, is the fact that the other team will be communicating on their mics, and they will call you out if they see you and what you're disguised at. Although you can use this to your advantage at times, but most of the time it just gives you away. Anyways, onto the second gameplay. Here you see me using the spicicle and having a good little run at the start, just camping out in this house here because they were just capping point A. We just decided to give it up because there was no point me going in there either. It would have just been suicide trying to get a stab on the point there. But here, just trying to stick to people's blind spots, like this demo man here, getting the stab on him. That scout sees me, so I go invisible, and here's another good example of teamwork. An engineer comes in and throws down a mini sentry. I communicate to my scout though and tell him that I'll set the mini sentry and he should just focus on the engineer. And then people come in, so I cloak, grab the metal, and hide in this corner here. Luckily that pyro does not spy check me. And now I get a nice little bit of revenge here. This felt excellent as, ooh, yes. That pyro was really good, and that was highly satisfying. And managing to get a good few picks, and here's where I derp and forget what team I'm on and not realize that that sniper is on the opposite team. So, going invisible and maneuvering around, managed to get away. And that's pretty much all I'm going to show from the pug. I think in the future, if I get a good pug gameplay, regardless of what class I am playing, I'll do a full commentary on that. But until then, this is King of the Hill Viaduct, and here I am using my favorite loadout, the stock knife, the ambassador, and the dead ringer. Always a good combination, and trying to stick to the blind spot of this pyro so that he doesn't burn me to death, and it pays off as I get him while he's distracted, and retreating to the dispenser so that I can get health and to fend off that scout who spotted me and probably would have killed me had that sentry gun not been there. And now coming up to some failure as I see that demo man there, and I thought I was going to be able to get the backstab, but he gets the crits and destroys me there. But that happens and you just have to deal with it. And this was quite a long video, so I'm speeding through a lot of the boring bits, such as leaving spawn, and bits where I'm generally not doing anything. And check out this massive piece of failure, where I'm like, ah, I'm so good. Ah, okay. That's why you should not rely on trick stabs, ever, because good players will always catch you out, and you will feel like an absolute chump. And here I am, utilizing this rock, trying to stay in the blind spot of people, but I get set on fire, but I maneuver around this rock and lead that pyro in that direction. I find sticking to tight corners and such is a very good way to play as a dead ringer spy, because you want to stay out of the sight of people, because they will be able to see that you're a spy if they get a good enough look at you. And I was just looking out for the pyro here, and I see that he's distracted, so a very good opportunity to take him out. and just trying to get that scout to activate my dead ringer so that I can escape. The dead ringer, I really think, should be renamed to the totally not obvious fake death machine. And here, in the blind spot of this sniper, missed the stab, but it is okay. And I reckon I could have gotten the stab on those two Solis, but I just decided to headshot this person instead. Never disregard your gun as a spy. It can often be just as powerful as your knife if you use it at the appropriate time. Another thing to keep in mind as a spy is don't chase scouts. Why would you chase a scout? They're faster than you. But in this case, I still managed to get the stab on him, but still, come on, what was I doing there? And here just going full on battle spy as I get the heal from the medic, and just chipping away at the Solis and managing to finish off that one. Thought that was pretty funny. I've got a nice fun clip which I might release next time of me going full on battle spy with the revolver on a Mario Kart server and get 30 kills in one life, and I just thought that was pretty funny. Anyways, once again, using this rock to my advantage, did not expect that pyro to turn right around and spray randomly, but that happens, and you just gotta have a plan B. That's another thing you should try and keep in mind as a spy. Anyways, harassing that pyro over there just to keep him paranoid. And I reckon I can finish that guy off, but the pyro sets me on fire. And another thing, I know I'm saying lots of things to keep in mind, but just as a spy, try and not be too predictable as to where you will go once you go invisible, or when you feign. And here I see this spy, I'm pretty sure he spotted me, but I get the nice corner stab on him. Corner stabs I find are a rather safe trick stab to do, because they are far more reliable, especially if someone doesn't reckon that you've spotted them. And there, I was so certain that I got the backstab on that heavy, but it's fine because I got the pick on the medic, and just like there, you see me just jab his back and nothing happens. Anyways, getting shot down by the Sully, and teleporting straight back in, and not much else happening in this gameplay on my part, so I thought I'd take the opportunity here to say that I'm pretty sure the next gameplay I release will be a heavy gameplay, and I am so sorry if you found the previous gameplay boring, but I guess I've just reignited my passion to play heavy, and I'm sorry if you find this dull, but just ever since I got the strange festive sandwich, I've just been feeling like playing the heavy, and well, I just can't get enough. I have no idea why, and yeah, so I'm pretty sure the next gameplay shall be a heavy gameplay, possibly on a pug, but we'll see how we go. Anyways, this is CP Warmfront using the same loadout, and this is pretty funny here. They're about to spy check me, but I used the go 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 boys command, and going straight past the heavy and getting a heal from the medic, but I turn back and get the heavy. I never really was on your side. And the start of this gameplay is a little bit rusty, but I do pick up my game. I do see that soldier doesn't have any rockets loaded, so I go in with my revolver to finish him off and cap this point with my team. Another thing you may have noticed in this gameplay, and also in the pug gameplays, is that there is no backstab animation at all, and that is because this is a no-crit server. And on no-crit servers, there is no backstab animation. Now this is the No Bullcrit server, which is such a fun server to play in. The skill level is so much higher than in most pubs I find, and I really do enjoy this. I do get owned most of the time, but even when I do, I still have lots of fun because you're playing with people that are so much better than you, and you just feel yourself, you know, changing your game style to accommodate that, and I feel it just makes you a better player in general. And speaking of being a better player in general, check out this fail. Miss the stab, and miss all these shots. I have all the time in the world, and I don't even end up killing him. Getting covered in J-Rati, and here's a neat little trick. If you jump in the air and then get critted, you will go flying, which can be very useful for getting away. This is also actually good against uber targets. If an uber target is jumping and you backstab them while they're jumping, they will go sailing through the air, which is actually it's a very neat trick to separate an ubered target from the medic. Anyways, back to the gameplay. Just sussing out what's happening on the last point. Not much going on, so just trying to stick to the blind spots of people. Getting that spy who was unsuspecting. Getting shot though, so have to pull out my dead ringer, get called out by that soldier, so I change disguise and run away and get some health. And here just trying to finish off that Sully, but he gets taken out anyway. And just trying to do stuff really, because waiting for my team to push into last before I try and do anything too ambitious on the last point. Thought I had that scout fooled, but he obviously knew I was a spy, so I had to retreat and was going to get the health pack there, but that soldier took it. That's alright. And coming back here, massive piece of failure as I try and hide there, and I pull out my dead ringer, but I clicked right click again and then deactivated it and just got blown up. Anyways, back on the last point, just trying to stay in the blind spots of people. Was hoping to get that scout, but he gets taken out by my team. And he knew I was a spy as well, so that wasn't very good positioning on my part. But I get this heavy, and a very good way to raise paranoia for medics is to just constantly kill the targets that they are healing. This can be a good and a bad thing. Bad in the sense that if you're trying to pick off the medic, they'll be more paranoid and it will be harder, but it's also good because they will always spy check a target, which means they're not healing as effectively as they could if they were just going up and healing people per se. And anyways, trying to finish off that soldier, but failing. So I retreat and decloaking once I feel safe, which is behind that soldier, and going to get health and cloak before charging back on in. Seeing that uber targets are hanging out the back and waiting till the uber's deactivated before I rush in and get the pick on the heavy, and finishing this medic before I pull out my dead ringer and escape. My dead ringer doesn't get set off though, so that allows me to go and try and do more work on the team, getting this soldier. So getting that pyro first, and then that soldier, but then getting J-Rated and having to retreat back up here and getting health over here. I wasn't sure if I was going to be chased down, so I thought I'd retreat over there, but we managed to get back. Anyways, getting the headshots on this heavy, and managed to actually pick him off with this one here, so that was a decent play there. And just hanging around the last point, just getting ready for when our team pushes in. We do get a medic soon, and that means we are able to push in. I do find it funny how medics really are required to win a game, yet so many people decide just to not play medic. I find if I'm not having a good game, I'll play medic, because as long as you have somewhat of an idea of what you're doing, you generally will have a decent game as medic. And getting these two stabs there, quite a nice little chain. And the ubered soldier and medic gets cleaned up by our team, I believe. Oh, when I get the nice stab on that scout there, as he just runs straight off the side of me. And yes, we got a medic now, so getting the overheals, which is always good, always makes you more confident, I find, when you have overheal. You just tend to charge in more like I am now. I'm just getting rather ambitious on the last point. See that that heavy does not suspect me, so I just go straight in for the pick and sap that mini. And here I believe I'm trying to go do more work on the last point, but get flamed by that pyro, getting heals from Zemetic, and finishing off this scout so he doesn't cause any trouble later on. And here we go, we are moving into the last point now, as I do believe we have an Uber ready, following the heavier classes, because Spy is of course a support class. And just going around seeing if there's anything I can do, but my team is doing a fantastic job trying to get the pick on this medic, but gets taken out by my team, so I was like, you know what, if no one else is doing it, I might as well cap the point. And here I am, feeling pretty safe with my dead ringer, but a pyro charges on in, but he gets taken out, and the cap gets pointed. Anyways, top scoring that round, which is always nice Thank you so much for watching, guys. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you again next time.